corners. Every designer I know has a slightly complicated relationship with them. Get a corner right and you unlock a huge amount of really useful storage. Get it wrong and you end up with a dark, awkward void that collects forgotten pasta sauces and pan lids you haven't seen since 2010. The good news is that there are more options than ever. So in this video, I'm going to go through all the main corner cabinet types, the mechanisms that go inside them, and a few things that often get overlooked. Why corners are such a big deal. Before we get into the options, it's worth just quickly understanding why the corner is such a significant design decision. Any L-shaped or U-shaped kitchen has at least one corner to deal with, and that junction creates a naturally awkward space. The area behind that meeting point is hard to access, usually quite dark, and easy to underestimate during the planning stage. It also represents a significant amount of potential storage, sometimes the equivalent of 2 or 3 standard cabinets worth of space. How you handle that corner will influence not just the storage you get, but also the flow of your layout, the sizes of the cabinets either side, and sometimes even your worktop configuration. So it really is worth spending some proper time on this decision. The main corner cabinet types. First off, we've got the L-shaped corner cabinet. This is probably the most common option and the one most people picture when they think about a kitchen corner. It sits directly in the corner of the 2 runs with 2 doors that open at right angle to each other, either as a bifold where both doors are hinged together or as 2 independent doors that open up in front of one another. In terms of size, the cabinet is typically 900 millimeters down each run, so 900 by 900 overall. The 2 doors on the front are usually around 300 millimeters wide each. Now, what I like about the L-shaped corner is that it's clean and symmetrical. Doors sit neatly in the corner, no corner post is required, and it works really well with carousel mechanisms, which I'll come on to in a moment. The downside is that bifold doors can feel a little clunky in use, or the 2-door option can make the opening feel a little narrow, and without a good mechanism inside, items at the back still require quite a bit of a reach in to get them. But overall, it's a reliable, well-understood option that works consistently well in a wide range of kitchens. Next, we've got the blind corner cabinet. The blind corner is a slightly different concept, and the name can be a little confusing at first, so let me explain. Rather than sitting symmetrically in the corner, a blind corner cabinet is essentially a straight cabinet that extends further than it appears from the outside. One door is visible, but behind the face of the adjoining run of cabinets, there's a hidden section, and that's the blind bit that you can't see from the front. Common sizes are typically around 1 meter, or 1.1 meters, or 1.2 meters overall, with the door sizes of around 450 millimeters, 500 millimeters, or 600 millimeters, respectively. One important thing to know about blind corners, you'll almost always need a corner post, which I'll cover properly in a bit. The blind corner is actually a really versatile option, and it's compatible with some of the best pull-out mechanisms available, which makes it a strong choice if you want to make that corner space genuinely useful. The main downside is that without a good mechanism, the hidden blind section is quite a difficult bit to access. Next up, we've got the angled corner cabinet. This one is less common and not always offered as a standard option, but some manufacturers do still make them. Rather than sitting at a right angle to each other, the angled corner cabinet cuts across the corner at 45 degrees, giving you a single angled door face instead. It's a distinctive look that breaks up what could otherwise be a very straight run of cabinetry. The cabinet body is typically 900 by 900 millimeters, similar to the L-shaped corner, with an angled door face of around 450 to 500 millimeters wide. No corner post required, and the single door is simple and easy to use. The trade-offs are that the storage mechanism options are more limited, and the angled door does create an unusual worktop shape that needs careful cutting and templating. Worth knowing about, but not the most common choice these days. Then there's the corner drawer cabinet. Rather than a cupboard with doors, corner drawers feature a set of angled drawers that pull out diagonally from the 45-degree corner point, usually 2 or 3 drawer fronts stacked vertically. The footprint is typically 900 by 900, similar to the L-shaped corner. And the big appeal here is exactly what you'd expect. Drawers are almost always more practical than cupboards. No separate mechanism required, no corner post required. The downsides are the cost and availability. Corner drawers tend to be a bespoke or premium option. The internal volume of each drawer is also slightly limited by the geometry, so very large items may not fit as comfortably. And lastly, the controversial one, the void corner. What if you just didn't put a corner cabinet in at all? The void corner approach means leaving the corner point empty, creating a void behind the junction of the 2 runs, and instead bringing the adjacent cabinets right up to the corner without actually going into it. And I know what you're probably thinking, why would I give up that storage? But a standard corner cabinet without a good mechanism is often one of the least useful storage spaces in a kitchen. If you'd rather have a full run of drawers or a wider cabinet on either side of the corner, the void corner lets you do exactly that. And in my experience, you'll often end up with far more practical day-to-day storage out of it. And there's also a clever bonus that's worth mentioning. If you have a peninsula backing onto the corner area, or if the corner backs onto another room, you might be able to access that void from the other side. A small cupboard accessible from the back of a peninsula, a little storage nook accessed from an adjoining room. It takes a bit of creative thinking and some careful measuring, but the void corner is a really underappreciated option that's worth considering before you just default to the standard corner. Corner cabinet mechanisms. Right, mechanisms, because the cabinet type you choose determines which storage solutions are actually available to you inside. Mechanisms for L-shaped corners. The 3/4 carousel is probably the most common mechanism you'll find in an L-shaped corner cabinet. It takes its name from the shape of the shelves. Rather than being fully circular, they have a section cut away on one side, so you end up with roughly 3/4 of a circle. I think they're also called pie cut carousels in some countries as well. The cutout is what allows them to sit inside the L-shaped cabinet opening and rotate freely without catching the door frame. You typically get 2 shelves on a central spindle, both of which can rotate around the unit. A limitation for some models is that the shelves rotate around together, so you're always bringing both levels round at the same time. And items can occasionally fall off the edge if you're particularly enthusiastic with the spin. But it's a tried and tested mechanism that most people get on perfectly well with. Mechanisms for blind corner cabinets. The Le Mans is often considered the best pull-out mechanism for a blind corner cabinet, and having specified a fair few of these over the years, I'd be hard-pressed to argue with that. It's named after the famous racing circuit, and if you look at the shape of it, you can see why. 2 kidney-shaped shelves that sit on an articulated arm that can be pulled out of the cabinet individually. When fully extended, you have complete access to everything on both shelves, nothing hiding at the back, nothing requiring you to reach in. The standard load capacity is around 25 kilograms per shelf, so they're more than up to the task for those heavy pots and pans. One important note, Le Mans mechanisms come in left-hand and right-hand versions, so make sure you specify the right one for your cabinet and door opening, and always double-check those dimensions before purchasing. You've also got the Magic Corner, another excellent option for blind corner cabinets, and it works slightly differently to the Le Mans. Rather than using a swinging arm, the Magic Corner mechanism attaches directly to the back of the door. When you pull the door open, it slides the rear set of shelves out from the blind section and brings them forward into the door opening, while a further set of shelves sits mounted on the door itself. 4 shelves of accessible storage in total, all fully within reach. It's a really well-engineered solution, and because the mechanism ties directly into the door, the result feels clean and integrated. Then there's the Corner Cupboard Optimizer pullout, a slightly simpler take on the Magic Corner concept. The Optimizer sits inside the blind corner cabinet without attaching to the door. You open the door normally, pull the front set of shelves out towards you, and once extended, you can slide the second set across and out independently. Good practical access, and importantly, it can often be retrofitted into existing blind corners without modification to the doors or hinges. So if you're working with an existing kitchen and just want to make the corner more usable, this can be another really good option to look at. And then there's the half carousel. The half carousel uses semicircular shelves that pull out once the main door is open. It's generally a simpler and more affordable option than the other blind corner mechanisms. It doesn't bring everything fully into view the way a Le Mans would, but it's far more useful than a fixed shelf, and it's very easy to install. A solid choice if budget is a consideration. Mechanisms for angled corner cabinets. Here we have the full Lazy Susan or the full spin carousel. Two circular shelves on a central spindle that spin a full 360 degrees when the doors are open. Simple, reliable, and relatively affordable. You need a bit more clearance at the front to fit the full circular shelves without obstruction, which is why this one suits the angled cabinet rather than the L-shaped. The main limitation is that the circular shelves don't make the most efficient use of the square cabinet space. And again, items can occasionally topple off the edge if you spin it a little too enthusiastically. A note on corner posts. Corner posts can be one of those details that often gets missed in the planning stage, and it can cause real frustration if it does. Corner post is a vertical strip of cabinet material installed at the junction of the two cabinet rungs. Its job is to create a small gap between the blind corner cabinet and the adjacent run, giving enough clearance for doors and drawers to open freely without hitting each other's handles. Without it, the drawer next to your blind corner will very likely be blocked by the handle of the corner cabinet door. Standard corner posts are typically around 50 to 75 millimeters wide, though the exact size needed will depend on your door thickness and the depth of your handles. They're usually made from the same material as the rest of the cabinetry and doors, so they blend in once fitted. And just to be clear on which cabinet types need one, blind corner cabinets and void corners will both likely need corner posts. L-shaped corners, angled corners, and corner drawer cabinets, you generally won't need them. It's a small detail, but a big impact on how well your kitchen actually functions, so don't overlook it. Choosing the right corner for your kitchen. So with all of these options in mind, how do you actually decide which one is right for you? A few questions I'd work through. Firstly, what does your layout actually demand? This one can make the decision for you before you've even started weighing up preferences. The type and size of corner cabinet affects what can sit either side of it, and in some layouts, fitting specific appliances or cabinet widths where you actually want them will naturally rule certain corner options in or out. So before you fall in love with a particular corner type or mechanism, map it out with your other cabinets and appliance positions. You might find the layout decides it for you. What matters more to you? Storage volume or accessibility? If you want to squeeze every bit of usable storage out of that corner, a blind corner with a Le Mans or optimizer pullout gives you the best combination of capacity and usability. If you care more about practical, everyday accessibility and you'd rather not think too hard about what's at the back, corner drawers or even a void corner with better cabinets either side may actually serve you better. What's your budget? Corner drawer cabinets and quality pullout mechanisms add cost. If budget is a real constraint, an L-shaped corner with a carousel is tried, tested, and perfectly functional. Don't stretch the budget on a corner mechanism and then feel like you need to cut corners elsewhere. No pun intended. And lastly, are you retrofitting or starting from scratch? Most pull-out mechanisms can be retrofitted into existing cabinets, which is great news if you have a kitchen that isn't working as well as it could. Le Mans, magic corners, carousels, optimizer pullouts are all available as retrofit solutions. Converting to corner drawers, on the other hand, not so much a simple job. If you are installing a new mechanism, just measure carefully and check compatibility with your existing cabinet and door sizes before ordering anything. Corner cabinets might not be the most glamorous part of kitchen design, but they matter more than most people realize. The key is to make an active, considered choice about your corner, rather than just accepting whatever ends up in the plan just by default. So, have you got a corner cabinet at home that's either working really well for you or driving you absolutely mad? Let me know in the comments below. If you enjoyed this video, I'm sure you'll enjoy this one, where I talk about some more smart storage ideas for your kitchen. As always, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.